We're diving into a case that starts in a place you'd never expect, a quiet suburban home. But it quickly unravels into a story of just unimaginable violence. It's a case that sparked a massive citywide manhunt and ended with a shocking discovery that the killer was much, much closer to home than anyone thought. And that's the question at the very heart of this investigation, isn't it? We see the smiling photos, we see the loving moments posted online for the entire world to see. So what happens? What goes so wrong behind closed doors that turns all of that into a gruesome crime scene? So let's set the scene. The date is March 6th, 2026. It's a normal day in a quiet neighborhood until it's not. Screams suddenly shatter the peace, coming from inside the house, and those screams trigger the first desperate call to the police and set a truly grim investigation into motion. All right, so let's walk through the door with the first responders. What exactly did they find when they arrived at house number 378? This is, the most critical first stage of any investigation, securing the scene and trying to make sense of the horror inside. The scene was, it was brutal and completely chaotic. The officers reported blood just everywhere, on the floors, splattered on the walls, literally running through the rooms. They find the mother, Nilima, somehow still alive but critically injured with 6 stab wounds. Her daughter, Himshika, she wasn't as lucky, and the weapon, it appeared to be nothing more than a simple kitchen knife. Now, from an investigative standpoint, the autopsy revealed a truly horrifying detail. Himshika had over 40 stab wounds on her body. Think about that, 40! This tells investigators that this wasn't just a murder. This was an act of absolute, uncontrolled rage. Okay, so you have a horrific crime scene secured, and one victim is literally fighting for her life in the hospital. The immediate priority for law enforcement was crystal clear. Find the person responsible and find them fast. This is what triggered a massive, coordinated manhunt across the entire city. And the police response was incredibly swift and methodical. 10 separate specialized teams were immediately deployed. They knew their suspect had fled in a car, so they moved to lock down the city. They started scanning every bit of CCTV footage from highways and toll booths to track the car's escape route, while at the same time using electronic surveillance to try and pinpoint the suspect's location in real time. It was like a classic pincer movement, just closing the net from every possible angle. And all that coordinated effort, it paid off. In less than 24 hours, the police located and arrested their prime suspect. But the shock at the center of this case, the part that no one could believe, was the killer's identity. It was Himshika's own twin brother, Hardik. The investigation now had its man. The big question was, why? So, let's talk about the profile of our suspect, because before the murder, Hardik was projecting a very, very specific image to the world, mostly through his YouTube blogs. And this huge contrast between his public persona and his private reality, it's absolutely crucial to understanding this case. I mean, these are his own words. He would tell his online audience over and over again how much he loved his family, how they were his biggest support system. He was carefully crafting this image of a loving, grateful son and brother. The irony is just staggering. The very family he was praising so publicly became his victims, and this wasn't some slow, hidden decay of their relationship. It was a violent, shocking explosion that completely, totally contradicted the loving image he had been curating online for everyone to see. So what on earth was happening beneath that perfect surface? Investigators started digging into Hardik's life and, ironically, his own vlogs ended up providing a kind of roadmap to his mental and emotional decline. And a really clear pattern of mounting pressure starts to emerge. He was struggling with money, feeling trapped in a call center job that he called toxic, and was eventually forced out. His whole lifestyle changed. He started drinking really heavily. And then there was this intense online relationship, a romance that ended badly and seems to have been a huge emotional blow. And what's really crucial here is that he knew he was spiraling. He admitted it on camera to the world. He recognized that his own actions were destructive. But that self-awareness, it just wasn't enough to stop the tragedy that was coming. So once he's in custody, Hardik confesses. And his explanation for the violence, it reveals a deeply distorted and just chilling way of thinking. This is where we finally get to the motive, or at least the motive as he saw it. According to Hardik, the final trigger, the thing that pushed him over the edge, was an argument with Himshika. She gave him what sounds like pretty reasonable advice. Forget about this girl you've never even met and focus on rebuilding your career. But to him, that wasn't a sister showing concern. He saw it as her trying to control him. And this lays out his twisted logic. He killed his sister because he felt she was interfering in his life. And his reason for attacking his mother is somehow even more disturbing. He actually claimed he did it out of some warped sense of mercy. He believed that after he went to jail for murdering Himshika, his mother would be too miserable to live all by herself. You know, in piecing together all the digital evidence, investigators found one final haunting piece of irony that just perfectly encapsulates this family's tragic implosion. Just take a look at these dates. On March 5, 2025, he posts a loving tribute to Himshika on Instagram, saying he can't imagine his life without her. Exactly 1 year and 1 day later, on March 6, 2026, he murders her. It is a shocking, terrifying testament to how completely and how quickly their bond was utterly destroyed. And that really leaves us with this final thought. This case wasn't about some monster hiding in the shadows. It was about the pressures, the frustrations, and the silent rage that built up inside a seemingly normal person. And it forces us to ask a difficult question. How well do we really know the people closest to us? And what kind of battles are they fighting on the inside?